Morning all from a very blustery day here in Abbey. So some retirements, right? To start off today. Starting off with Zdeno Chara, a first ballot Hall of Famer. Absolutely. He is signing a one-day contract with the Boston Bruins, so he can retire as a Boston Bruin. I am in favor of that as well. Chara, the last couple years of his career, of course, in Washington with the Islanders, but he's a Bruin at heart. And so he retires with 1,680 games played. 209 goals, 471 assists, 680 points, and he did win the Norris Trophy in 2009. Again, I think he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. PK Subban also announcing his retirement at age 33. Likely could have played longer, but has opted to retire. And I don't know if he gets in the Hall. He did win the Norris Trophy in 2013. In 834 games, he had 115 goals, 352 assists for 467 points. So, good, solid, long career for both of these players, and there will be career videos on everybody who's retired today, including Keith Yandle. Keith Yandle, 1,109 games played. A lot of those games played consecutively. He is the NHL's Ironman streak holder in the all-time category for now, because, of course, Kessel's right there with him, and Kessel's going to pass that pretty early in the season, barring injury. 1,109 games, as I said, 103 goals, 516 assists, 619 points. Yandle, a very good offensive defenseman, and then you get into the defensive aspect of things, and that's where the debate comes in with Yandle, but he was a solid point producer, and yeah, I'll be doing a career video on him as well. Timothy Liljegren, it's been announced, is going to miss training camp for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So, of course, they're already without Sandin, who's unsigned. Now Liljegren's going to miss camp, which would put him behind the other players, of course. And the details are going to come later as camp officially opens and they start getting into it. They're going to talk about how long he'll be out. I don't know if they'll tell us the nature of the injury. It is the National Hockey League. It is unusual for them to do so, unless it's either a long-term or career-ending injury. They don't seem to tell us much at all. But we'll see what we learn about Liljegren, how long he's going to be out, and what effect that's going to have on the Toronto Maple Leafs and what they may do. Curtis Gabriel is retiring as well. 51 games played, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points, 153 penalty minutes. I meant to mention it yesterday. Did not mention it yesterday, and so here we are. Also, and bam, got that up on the board, Marco Scandella. So I was talking in the season preview for the Blues about Perunovic and how I liked him, and I was wondering, which defenseman was going to end up being out to make room for him. Turns out it's going to be Marco Scandella. He is due to miss 6 months due to hip surgery. And as I've talked about with hip surgeries, those can be tricky depending on the nature of it. And if it's a 6-month recovery, it's pretty major. So for Scandella out 6 months, this does free up some cap space for the Blues. It does mean there's some things they could do. We'll see what ends up happening for them. But yeah, for Scandella being out 6 months, this means that now to me, it's a pretty solid opening for Scott Perunovic to play regularly. And I thought from what I saw of Perunovic last year that he was ready to play regularly. Anyways, so there you go. Scandella being out 6 months does mean that a trade piece is off the board, but it does mean that trade piece goes on to long-term injured reserve, which does free up the space to go out and add if they want to, or just save that cap money until the trade deadline. Because, yeah, 6 months means right until March. So, yeah, flirting with maybe missing the whole season, or at the very least, not playing a whole lot this year for Marco Scandella. So all the best to him as he goes through the recovery process after surgery, and happy trails to the retired players who I'm sure we'll be seeing on TV plenty following their retirement. And Gabriel would be one as well that I think post NHL, post hockey career, we may end up seeing as a pundit on TV as well. But we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. And hey, thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.